Hello, everyone. Welcome to another new episode of the Respect and Praise Show. I am your host, Miguel Mike Medina, Triple M. And on this episode, I have someone who is a filmmaker, a writer, an actor. It was a privilege to get to know this person about 9 years ago. He was one of the first people that I met when I started my acting journey. And it's been a thrill and a joy to see him grow as an artist, and I just had to have him for this episode. And what can I say? I mean, you guys gotta check out this interview. It's a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to present to you Mr. Cesar Valderrama. Cesar, my guy, how's it going? Thank you for joining me today.
Hey, Mike, I'm doing good. I've been pretty much dying this past week just because I was a little under the weather, but I'm finally feeling a little better now. And yeah, life's been amazing. I've been traveling. I've been just doing a lot of things on my own. So I'm really happy for this next chapter of my life.
Yeah, I'll ask you later on about the whole traveling thing, but I gotta start from the top. For those of you who are tuning in to watch this, Cesar, he's a filmmaker, writer, actor. The list just goes on and on. But Cesar, we gotta go from the beginning. When did you knew that acting was your passion, or that arts was your passion? When did it all start?
I definitely knew that it was as a kid. I remember growing up watching, like Law and Order, which is really weird as a kid watching that show. And I just remember being really captivated by what the actors were doing. And I actually thought it was becoming a lawyer that was going to be my passion. I believe that was the career choice or path that I wanted to go towards. And then really taking a deeper dive into the series, I was starting to realize, oh no, I don't think it was actually the law enforcement or any of that was really capturing my attention. I think it was the portrayal of how these people were creating these characters and the way how it would, keep drawing you in, and every episode you just wanted to keep knowing more and more and more. Then I realized like, oh wow, this is actually something that I wanted to do. And also when my school would do like after school activities or performances, I would always be one of the people who would be like, I'm ready to do this. I want to do this. I want to continue on doing it. It just made me feel good. It made me feel belonged in a place.
We both attended City College of New York where we met during the One Act Play Festival.
Mhm.
Um, During your time in City College, is there a play that you did on stage that you enjoyed a lot that you want to share?
I believe Arabian Nights was one of my favorite in terms of character development and really exploring myself as an actor. I felt that, um, being able to play multiple different characters throughout the entire play was really uh, a great, how do you describe it, skill or set or moments that was really able to make me change and adapt different characters for different stories that were being told. Arabian Nights was basically the story. I'm so sorry, I forgot the main character's name, but she tells basically the king 1,001 stories in order for her to survive, so that way that she and her sister are not killed by the king. Because once I believe she's married to him or has children, blah blah blah, whatever reason, kills her and axes her off. But she tells all these multiple different stories, which are all morals and such and such. And I was able to play multiple different characters, and that really tests your chops a lot because you cannot portray the same character vicariously throughout the whole film, throughout the whole script. And so you really had to change your mannerisms and change your techniques and your voice, your the way how you um, move around space, everything has to be different. So that really was a challenging but very useful, I think, skill set to be applied, because it really helped me figure out what makes this character that character, what makes this character that character, you know. And that's one play that it is always on my mind.
And you're no stranger to taking on challenging roles. When I think about Othello, which we both did,
Yeah,
would you say that was one of your um toughest um projects you've ever done as an actor?
absolutely. I mean, I've always I've always feared Shakespeare, to be quite honest. Uh, it's never been 100% something that I've always been felt comfortable with. And so I definitely, when I was offered the role, I was like, I have to do it just because I always want to challenge myself and I want to, things that are fearful are good to be able to tackle on, because I for sure was very intimidated by having the lead role, as playing as Iago. It was a very intense uh, performance for sure. It was definitely very hard and rigorous. I think now I would have less fear in doing it. I think back then I was a little bit more into my head. I think now if I were to tackle on that same role again, I have much more life experience. I have much more uh, depth and understanding of reading and learning and understanding what are the motivations, what are the objectives that Iago was going for. I felt I think I did a decent performance back then, but I feel now with the knowledge that I have at this moment, I think the performance would be stronger and more. You'll see more of the motivations, and you'll see more of an understanding of my character from that. But for sure, without a doubt, that was one of the toughest roles I've done. I've never done so much memorization in my life than that role.
Now let's go with Caesar the filmmaker. I have two questions for this one.
Mhm.
Why what made you want to dive into filmmaking? And number two, since I was part of both PTSD, which was I believe your first um film as a director, and then The Art of Acting, which I enjoyed a lot being part of. So a second question is, did you reach out to any directors who have more experience about what to expect when you go on set and things like that?
Ah, okay. Definitely. So answering the first question, that actually sparked because of City College. During our courses that we have to take that were mandatory for a theater major, you had to take playwriting and you had to take directing. And for whatever reason, I think that was supposed to be saved for your senior year, but I was taking it during my junior year. And when I was taking both of these classes, I actually developed uh, a love for both both of these forms that I never expected myself to actually really care about, because once you're writing, you're really creating. I've always had an appreciation for writing, but once you started write like playwriting and started creating these characters and such, you really have an understanding for their motivations, what the reasons are. Every line that's being said is meant for a reason. It's not just there as a throwaway. There's a reason why each of these characters say what they're saying. And it's meant to further develop the story and further develop the character itself. So that really, you know, inspired me as an actor as well. Like really like, wow, I sometimes when there are these lines I never understood, you're starting to understand them. You're starting to realize, wow, there's a reason behind every single one of these words. And then for directing, same when I was getting these actors to perform a scene and recreate it, it felt magical, really being able to see your piece being performed in front of others, and then the reception that you're getting is is amazingly well, and the people are loving what's being performed in front of them, that it starts, growing a passion inside your own heart. And while this was theater and not film, I wanted to then tackle on film as well. And so I did the impossible, which was I got one of the actors to help me write a script and then get people from the film department to grab their equipment and create a story that I wrote and see what happens from there. So to then now answer your second part, which is which was again.
If you reached out to anyone that had more direct experience than you, for advice or anything like that.
I I did not. Probably should have, just to have a better, clearer understanding. I kind of went in there as is, like learning on the go. A lot of what I learned from PTSD has helped me move on towards the art of acting. And then from what I learned from both PTSD and the art of acting helped me with my third film, my new feature film, The Angel of My Life. And with all those experiences, you keep growing as a person, as an actor, as a director. You understand time. Time is so important for directing. You have to understand location, the settings, the weather, things that you never even considered that it to be applied into it, because you just so happen to think that, oh yeah, everything will magically work out. There's so many variables that we don't ever uh, think about, that is so important when you're writing a script, when you're writing a film. That you have to make things as easy and as possible for the DP, for your crew, for your actors, because the more complicated you make the script, the more difficult it will be, and challenging um, circumstances will arise from it.
Favorite breakfast meal?
Mm, corn hash omelet.
Favorite late night snack?
Either like cookies or, yeah, yeah, or chips. Cookies or chips.
Perform at a Broadway play or direct your first Hollywood feature film?
Ooh. Uh, you know what? I always love challenges. I think I'm gonna do the directing a Hollywood feature film.
Best travel destination that you've ever gone to, Colombia or Brazil?
Ooh, putting me on the spot there. So I'm gonna be slightly biased towards Colombia just because I visited more areas of Colombia. But I think if I start visiting Brazil a little bit more, maybe I might lean towards Brazil. But at the moment, I'm still sticking with Colombia.
A skill set that you would like to improve more, whether you've done it, but you want to improve more on it, cinematography or editing?
Mm, editing. It's just so many times I leave my hands on people and I have to wait on their time. Editing, without a doubt. If I have a stronger push in my head to be patient with editing, it would be editing skills without a doubt. So that way I don't need to depend on other people's time.
Last but not least, respect or loyalty?
Respect or royalty?
Loyalty. Loyalty.
Loyalty. Ooh. You can't have one without the other. I think loyalty will hurt me more if someone betrays me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with loyalty. I'm a very loyal person.
All right, I can respect that. So, um, I mean, I've asked people that same question, and I always get interesting response from that. But hey, I understand it. So we're gonna go back to film in a few, but I want to go a little bit, just a little bit, into traveling, and the reason because I'm a person that likes to travel as well. I mean, I did it a lot a few years back, but I remember, I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook that, and this was just a few years ago, that I saw that you were looking for people to like travel with or things like that. And now 2023, I've seen you just go on this tear nonstop. One minute I see that you're in Miami, another day I see that you're in Colombia, another it's like nonstop. And I just think to myself, I remember Caesar like was determined like to start traveling more. And I did not see that tornado coming like at all. Like when I saw you going to Colombia and Brazil, I was like, I'm hating this guy right now. But because they're on my bucket list, especially Colombia. But would you say, I mean, me personally, I say that traveling is therapeutic. Would you say that traveling is therapeutic for you? And also, do you usually go by yourself or is always with somebody?
So I think traveling ended up becoming therapeutic. I don't think I did it for a therapeutic reason. I did it because, again, fearful things, you want to try to keep expanding your mind and trying to push off those fears. So yeah, definitely exploring going to different countries, places you've never been to before is a scary experience. So I kind of wanted to take on those challenges of, all right, well, I wanted to visit these places. In my mind, I've always wanted to visit these places and I've wanted to see their culture and what they have to offer. So yeah, I pushed myself to visit these places. And at first, yes, of course, it was with friends, people who knew the area. Uh, so that way I didn't feel as lost or, I didn't have like a sense of someone who could help me as well. And then towards the middle of it, when I felt like I wanted to go and there were not people who wanted to go, I was like, you know what, let me try this. Let me do this by myself. It's an even bigger step. It's even more scary because you don't have that sort of sense of protection that you would if you were going with someone. And it was definitely scary, without a doubt, going by myself. However, I tackled on the the set that I want to do this, and I was able to do it, and I succeeded. I was able to travel Europe for 3 weeks without anyone. I mean, you meet people along the way, and that's the beautiful thing about it as well. There's the pros and cons. With friends, you get to experience these amazing memories that you're able to have long life lasting memories with these people and having amazing time with them. And then there's also the other side where you get to meet these new people if you go by yourself that you never thought in a million years you would ever uh, talk to or you ever encounter. And you do. And then you create these other memories with these people that are even meaningful because you're like, oh, I created new people from around the world that you never thought that you would. And you're running on your time as well. So it's not versus if the group like if the group is like, oh, I want to do this or I don't want to do this, then you have to be in a consensus versus if you're like, I want to do this, I can do it because there's no one holding me back. It's either if I want to go, I go, and if I don't, I don't. So yeah, it's beautiful because you get to visit so many different cultures and foods that you get to taste. It's honestly amazingly breathtaking to visit so many amazing countries that I never thought in a million years I would visit, but I'm very happy that I'm doing it. Very, very, very happy.
Listen, a person that's traveled alone is the best thing you could do because for many reasons, but I'll give you two reasons, and you just said one of them. Number one, you get to run your own time. You get to wake up whatever time you want. You get to leave at a certain place whatever time. And number two, most importantly, traveling alone makes you more stronger as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you so much stronger. So,
Less
um,
dependent, less and also uh it's very tough just on the traveling alone, taking pictures. That's the only thing where it's like, taking picture, you have to ask people constantly, like, hey, take a picture for me, please. That's the only thing.
I'm gonna give you a tip that I learned ever since I've been traveling alone. I have my own tripod, a phone tripod.
Hmm.
So therefore, I don't have to ask nobody.
Right, right.
So
But it's so annoying to carry on as well with you, and especially if it's a, meh place, people might just grab it. But that's my only fear.
yeah, it's weird. At first, I felt weird doing it, but then I got comfortable doing it. I was like, forget what people think. Like, this is me. I'm trying to please myself. I'm trying to,
Right.
create memories. So, but yeah, as long as you keep an eye on all over the place, because when you're in a new state, new city, new country, people don't know you and you don't know them. So you have to be eyes at all times. But I'm glad to see that you're traveling more often. I mean, you have to take advantage of this when you're young, when you're single, and things like that. No big time responsibilities, I should say. But I'm glad to see that you're doing it, and I love seeing the adventures that you're going through. But switching it up now. Forgive me about this. I should have written this down before the interview. I believe this was like a few months back. You had posted on social media a new position that you got, a new position. I'm forgetting what it is. I think it was like an ID picture that you posted.
Oh, no, not a new position. So I got the food handler's license, for my job. Yes. So the food handler license, it's a license that states that I understand how to handle food behind the bar or a restaurant, and it's a huge accomplishment for me, because I've always wanted to have that, and it opens many doors for many people, stating that, okay, this guy is professional. He actually understands how to do it. And a lot of them are now requiring it, to be quite honest. A lot of the restaurants are requiring for them to have it. And if a place is requiring for that, the place is legit. Like, it's an actual good corporate job, or co- restaurant job.
Congratulations on that. So I had to mention it because I feel like that's such a big accomplishment for you. Um,
Definitely. Thank you.
so yeah, we're almost done here, but I gotta ask you a very interesting question. Since you attended CCNY,
Hmm.
from the top of your head, name if you want, you could plead the fifth, but if you want, name a few people from the top of your head that you see yourself that they will reach bigger heights in their careers or that they deserve more notoriety as an artist.
Ooh, wow. It's very interesting. Wow, now I have to go pull pull back from my memory all the way back over there again. Uh, I remember Sean. He definitely had great, uh, a lot of potential. I still see him, I think, doing some acting as well, but I think he's pursuing other things as well. So I remember him for sure. I remember Ruby. I think Ruby was one who, I remember had a great influence in the theater department as well. I think Katie was another one who I remembered. Uh, Bilal, Bilal was great as well as an actor. Um, I remember so many people. I don't know. I remember I just remember meeting many amazing actors there, and having so many great, amazing memories with them, that I know a lot of them, once they put their full effort towards it, that they're gonna achieve it. That they will. I know they will, because I see so many. I feel like we're like the band of misfits over there, and we're such young and ambitious people there, that are able to just try and create, and then once we go forth with what we want to do and really apply ourselves towards it, anything is possible. Everything is possible. So I know a whole bunch of them that are probably going to make it out there.
Yeah, one of the things that I want to see is because when we talk about schools that have produced so many talented artists, like NYU, for example, NYU have so many people that have gone to do great things that have come out of that institution. And that's
Mm-hmm.
something I want to see from the CCNY, especially from graduating classes of 2014 through 2016. I feel like I mentioned those three because that's where I've met so many people, and some of them I still work to this day. But I definitely would like to see that. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing like the momentum getting with a few of them.
I
You
think
you
there's also
have
like a spotlight. There's like a theater department spotlight where it highlights some of the people's like uh, things that they've done. I think Charlene's done like some film work as well or theater work as well. Um, and it like I remember it highlights like Halar. I know she went to Cali and started doing some film and theaters and commercials. So I believe there is like a page stating like people's accomplishments, like Jermaine and such other actors as well.
Yeah, and shout out to Bilal. He is a great actor. It was a privilege to know him and get to work with him. So I
Mhm.
gotta bring him onto this show at some point. I try to get Jermaine at one point. I'm gonna try again because he's a great person, not just to work with, but also outside as well. So I'm gonna be very persistent with him, but I know he's busy. But yeah, I've interviewed a couple of people from CCNY. I mean, this platform is all about, giving people their respect, their flowers, for everything that they're doing, because
Mhm.
there's so many of us that we don't have a massive following, but instead of complaining about it, I decided to do it, to create
Mhm.
it and, get everyone that doesn't get enough interviews for the work to showcase them here at some point. So, and I want to end it with this. Where can we follow you on social media?
In social media, I have Instagram called Cesar Salad the First, so you can follow me on that. CESARSALAD the First. Just add me on there, and Facebook. I was on Facebook, so just type in my name, Cesar Valderrama. You'll be able to find me as well. And I just want to let people know out there that eventually, I don't know how soon you'll post this up, but the trailer is almost done. It should be getting done within the next couple of hours. And once that's done for the next feature film that I'm having, I'm definitely blasting it on all over social media, everywhere, YouTube, everywhere. So it's going to be something that you guys want to be on the lookout for. It's one of my best films that I've done from dearest heart. It's my baby. This one is, I feel like, the one that really is um, going to put me over the edge.
Everyone who will be watching this, I'll be putting all the information down below on the description. Cesar, thank you so much once again for taking the time to do this interview with me.
Appreciate it,
I
Miguel.
salute you to everything that you're doing. Keep
Thank you.
traveling, keep working, and it's always on. And I also gotta say this because I guess not too many people know this, but when I directed my first short film, you were
Mhm.
the guy that basically did everything. You were the AD, but you were all over the place. But it was always great and fun to collaborate with you. And it's
I
great,
like that.
that we reconnected on this interview. So thank you once again, and just keep it going, man.
Of course, it only took a couple seasons, but I'm here.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoy the interview. Hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, all right? Do not forget. And you guys know my motto: have mutual respect, mutual love, and mutual admiration. So, we'll see you on the next episode.